Are you guys ready for your feature coming?
The next cat come to the stage, very, very funny brother. First time I ever seen him, we was in Fairfield.
All the way from the Bay Area, national tour performer. Give it up.
Give it up for your next comic.
Everybody give a big round of applause for Mr. David.
David Lou. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
How we doing, people?
Enthusiasm is hot.
There's some Filipinos right here. There's Filipinos here.
Oh, how I love you. Y'all don't even know. I love y'all.
I got people from all over coming to our little town. I was born and raised in Fairfield, so that's the response. That's the proper response I get everywhere I go.
Growing up with David, I was almost 12 when he was born. He was very energetic and precocious.
He was always getting into trouble. He was a fun-loving kid, always cracking jokes, always making faces at people, making faces at cameras, making goofy faces during pictures.
I used to go to these PTA meetings all the time, and every single report card, everyone it says, talk too much. Basically, the teachers, all of them say he was the class clown. He didn't want to be left alone. He wanted to be the center of attention. He was a little chunky, so he would always pull out his belly and try to be like Chunk from the Goonies.
I just saw the most amazing thing in my entire life. First, you gotta do the truffle shuffle. Come on. Do it!
My mama worried I get kidnapped. I was like 140 in 4th grade. Like, who's gonna... Y'all think this is supposed to be kids? How many fat kids do that? Have you seen me?
Very uncomfortable. I did yoga once. It was in 3rd grade. It was called tumbling. It was awful. I did 2 forward rolls and then I farted. I was a fat kid.
Yeah, he was like that. He was loud, always active. I always want to be in the center of attention, so he did make us laugh a lot. He talks a lot, and I guess he was a reason he became a comedian.
I'm not surprised that he turned out to be a stand-up comedian because he was always the biggest personality in the room.
There was wanting me to do comedy. There's loving stand-up. I started loving stand-up when I was a little kid. The guy who could make me laugh the most was this guy named Richard Jeni.
Would you welcome, please, Richard Jeni.
Kind of a deep cut.
Canada's just like New York backwards, isn't it? You go up there, everybody's going, how's it going, eh? Then you go back to New York and the people, hey, how's it going? It's like the same thing.
He could go into a room and just destroy for as long as he wanted to. He'll go up there with nothing to say and go up there and crush.
This is a low point in your life. When it's like 4:45, you're watching Jaws for the Revenge. That's the title, Jaws for the Revenge. And you're sitting there going, this shouldn't be the title. The title should be, here's a fish, you're stupid. That's the title.
Really though, the moment I wanted to do stand-up was probably the original Kings of Comedy. Bernie Mac, D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey.
The 4 kings
Those are hitters.
of comedy.
All on one show in one night. After watching that, I was like, I want to do that.
I'm tired. You can't keep doing the same thing. Ain't your body changed? I'm 42, but I'm in good shape. But I'm tired. My body weary.
And that crowd, it's probably like 20,000, 10,000. So I want to do that. I want to stand in front of 10,000. That'd be dope.
What the fuck am I trying to prove here?
My first time on stage was at Pepper Bradley's Comedy Club, located in Fairfield, California. I got nervous and I went upstairs and I was just kind of like shaking it off. I'll be very honest. The song that I was pumping myself up to was an American Idol victory song. Anyway, so I just kept listening to that and trying to make myself feel better.
Growing up.
We ended up having 120 people at that show.
All his friends and family was there. The place was packed.
I was supposed to do 2 to 3 minutes. Ended up doing 22 minutes. I did pretty good for my first time.
It was very emotional to see him for the first time.
I was there a lot because I had to take care of other stuff besides just being a comic. Man, to be in Fairfield and to be able to see the comedy, it was awesome.
I'm married now. My wife is actually younger than me, which is weird because usually I dated older women.
So I was 18 and he was 27. And everybody there was like, leave her alone. She is a baby. Do not try to go after her. And he was like, oh, that is a woman that I could marry. I was like, oh, I was jailbait, but thank you. We actually did go on a couple of dates. It was just so charming. And afterwards I was like, oh my God, this is the best date that I've ever been on. And he never made a move. So he friend-zoned himself. Like 6 months later, I ended up moving to China, and I lived in China for a year. I was teaching English, and when I was there, I was trying to think back. I was like, who's a guy that I just didn't give a shot to? Like, I should have tried harder. I was like, David Liu. So we started talking every day. I ended up coming back early so I could be with David. We very quickly after that got engaged, married, and then pregnant.
March 30th of this year, I was married to the beautiful Kathleen Liu. I say very beautiful, but I said B. I don't want to say Barry and sound like a gay Filipino. And at first, I don't want to say she was very beautiful.
As a husband, he wanted nothing more than just to see me happy. I mean, he did everything that he could when he could.
That was kind of nice for him to settle down and learn that part of life, getting that type of love that I think he was missing. I think she was what he needed, somebody to ground him. I think she balanced him out.
So I think people have this misconception that, you know, being married to a comedian, like comics are always happy and laughing and joking, and that's not true. Comics are people too, and they're usually funny because they're kind of fucked up. They have a lot of trauma that they're dealing with on multiple occasions. Like we'd be out in public and we'd be fighting about something, and he's like taking his shirt off. One time we were in a grocery store and he's like close to taking his pants off. I'm like, oh my God, stop. Is this what you want? Stop it. Okay, I'm not mad at you anymore. But I think overall, the ability to be able to make light and laugh at the dark stuff, I think that is a lot of how our day-to-day was making each other laugh.
I'm very grateful, I'm very happy to be alive. Had some shit go down. Last year I got diagnosed with cancer, which was awful. Thank you for the clap though, I appreciate that. That was really weird. We just clapped. Okay.
I was diagnosed in February with medullary thyroid cancer.
Before he was diagnosed, he had a prominent lump on his neck that he hadn't really addressed.
He was diagnosed with medullary thyroid cancer, stage 1. He had just proposed. We were engaged. And at that point, they were telling us, you know, it's stage 1, you just need a surgery, and then you're gonna be fine.
When we found out the news about it, of course, we were frightened, anxious, scared.
So it kind of happened in stages.
We found out today it's stage 4.
He was doing PET scans, and that's when we found out that it was stage 4.
It has metastasized to my liver, fancy word for spread.
And we were told that he's gonna be on treatment for the rest of his life.
So now you guys know that.
My dad called me over to the house in Fairfield, and they were all stunned when we walked in, and then when they told me the seriousness of it, it was surreal. My parents kept repeating, "You just can't believe it, you know, that this was happening to him."
So, with Kathleen and David being together as long as they have, I've been there from the get-go. It was kind of hard to know what to expect of kind of hearing everything, because in that moment, like, you're hearing stage 4, and that is not good. That is as bad as you can get.
That was hard for him and for the whole family. Yeah, it was hard. But Kathleen was a big help, you know. She helped a lot to keep him with us this whole time.
Seeing how Kathleen has been able to be there behind him.
We'll figure it out together. You'll see me take chemo pills, because that's what they said. I'm gonna take chemo pills.
Doing different chemos, doing immunotherapy, doing everything.
You know, all the time he was dealing with this, it wasn't like he was sick. It's always positive, like was nothing happening.
We have our gender reveal cupcakes. Blue for boy,
pink for girl. We will all take a bite, and then we will reveal the sex of our baby.
We had like 2 weeks to try for a baby before he started chemo, and we got pregnant in the city. Miracle baby, yeah. It's funny because I think he was really scared to be a dad in the beginning. We're walking through Babies R Us and we're scanning stuff into the breast pump aisle. I'm like, oh yeah, we need this, and he's like, I don't know anything. He sat on the floor and was like hyperventilating. He's like, oh my God, how am I gonna be able to do this? And he just took to it.
This is how we get her to stop crying.
I am Sydney.
Alright. Sydney, whenever you feel unhappy.
Let's go back in time to my life.
When she got to be a little older, he was fantastic.
They grow up so fast. Playing frisbee with Sid and Dad.
He wanted her to see everything and do everything. He was like, I'm gonna teach her young. She needs to learn how to just hang out and do things.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot of memories. There was this one time when I was like really young, I got up on stage and then he started playing a song and he started singing along to it and I was just like, I don't want to sing this. And I was like really scared.
I mean, we took her everywhere with us. He was great. He was so loving.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another Lou Log. I'm having surgery February 24th, and it's going to be at UCSF. A couple months back, I left the Kaiser system, and UCSF is awesome. UCSF is like going to the Apple store. Everyone's just super helpful, and it's great. Going to Kaiser is kind of like walking through Walmart. People are just like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I'm trying to get my work done.
Even though he's a stand-up comic, he's not an attention seeker when it comes to personal stuff.
But you know, he knew what he had and he knew what to do.
He never was, oh, feel sorry for me, woe is me. It's like, something else we'll deal with.
Like he was upbeat. He was acting his normal life.
You woke up today. What? That's crazy. Because you know what? Some people didn't wake up today. So let's make today awesome.
And he's still going out.
Hi, I'm David Liu here with the beautiful Veronica Castro. How excited are you to walk through this terrifying experience?
I'm so excited that I pooped my pants.
Let's welcome The Miz to Sidewalks TV. The Miz, how's it going, man? How you doing? Louie, how are you doing?
I'm good, David. How are you?
My nephew is 9 years old. His name's Lorenzo. He's very excited.
Hey, Lorenzo, cheer me, don't boo me, because I really am awesome.
He's definitely going to get a kick out of that.
Well, you're David Liu, very funny comedian. I've been very lucky to work with you. Not only did I enjoy your comedy, but I enjoyed you as a person. You're a great guy.
And he's still going out. Like he went to do comedy. He wanted to do all this, you know.
Everybody, this goes out to my mom. We're live here at Wind River Casino. I've been doing stand-up 10 years this year. I'm here in front of 1,200 people. It's sold out. Oh my God. They love me here at Thomas Cities. There's 400 people in here. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, I miss you and the baby. Oh, I miss you. This is my dream, son. Sydney, be a good girl and count daddy's comedy money. Good job, baby. Oh, we're doing good this month. Paying the rent. All right.
But it's been 6 months. We did surgery on my neck, so I'm cancer-free in my neck now. So I'm just super appreciative of just waking up. I actually haven't done an official health update on YouTube in 4 years, which is crazy. Life happened. I got really sick and just didn't feel like editing. Didn't really feel like putting a lot of effort into anything. 2019, I started really getting slim. At this point last year, I was down to 140 pounds. It was terrifying. It was not a good look. But I met with my oncologist. He basically said, I'm gonna be honest, you probably have maybe 6 months, maybe a year. I don't know. But we can look into treatments. There's a clinical trial we can try. We have options. Didn't want to do it because I had already been through one. It was awful. It was the worst pains I've ever felt in my life. So when he said clinical trials, like, I don't know, man, I don't want to go down that road again. I'd rather just load me up, make me comfortable, and let me ride off into the sunset. But something happened in that appointment that
made me reconsider. My oncologist hugged Kathleen. And when they hugged, it was almost like I wasn't in the room anymore, and they just had a moment. And they were just like, he's gone. I'm here for you. I'm sorry.
If anything, if I could just touch you once more.
It was almost like Patrick Swayze in Ghost, and my doctor was Whoopi.
Says he wishes he was alive again so he could touch you.
And my wife was Demi Moore.
Me too.
Obviously. And it blew me away. Like, I just sat there, like, whoa. Like, I felt like an outsider in my own situation. Because it was really like darkness forever, or I give this clinical trial a try. So I start the trial. And what it is it's 4 pills every day. It's called Blue 667 if you want to Google it. And I started taking it, and within the first month, I was hospitalized twice. The doctors started running tests on me. They're seeing my white blood cell count.
Your platelets.
My platelets.
Were very low, and your white blood cell count was very low.
So that was very concerning. I had this full feeling in my stomach, and I didn't know why. And so they did a procedure where they have to drain liquid from my abdomen. So that came out of me. The radiologist who performed the procedure, who's an amazing man, does not have a poker face. He tells me, he's like, Dave, I don't want to blow smoke up your ass, but I believe your tumors are dying off at a very rapid pace, and your body's having a hard time keeping up with it. That was pretty cool, because I had spent this whole time with growing tumors, or stable tumors, or, hey, we found another tumor. Like, where's Waldo? Except tumors, and you really don't want to find Waldo in that case. And off to the races we were. There have been trips to LA where I felt awful. I had to delay my flight. I was going weekly, then it became every other week. And God bless Matt Larson. He's a comedian and actor and all-around amazing person. And every time I go down there, he has come to just be there for me when I was by myself. Once I start taking this chemo, like a few months in, my energy's coming back. So I went to my doctor's appointment. She is super excited. She just looked at me, she's like, David, oh my God, you look great. And I was like, I think the word you were looking for was fat. She just laughed. So, and we're back home. And so my doctor says she's gonna call me with the voicemail. She said she was gonna call me if she had bad news for the blood work, but she was gonna call me with the results for the CT scan. So I want to hear the voicemail with y'all. Here we go.
Hi David, this is Dr. Xu. Just want to let you know that your scans from yesterday looked really good. Everything is stable. For example, the neck CT did not show any evidence of recurrence. The chest CT showed the lymph node around your spine area is stable at 10 millimeters, so it's still very small. And then the abdomen CT is showing the spots in the liver actually going, decreasing even further. And some of the lymph nodes have not changed. So overall, this is all good news. So we'll just continue the clinical trial, and I'll see you probably in 8 weeks. Annabelle will reach out to you. Okay, you take care. Bye-bye.
It's the first time I've cried on camera, I think. Awkward.
Throughout everything, the years of treatment, of radiation, of surgery, all of it, he always just wanted to make people happy.
He's funny, charismatic, and people are just drawn to him.
He's fun, he's funny, he's amazing.
He is the type of person that always gives you the benefit of the doubt. He
always gives you like a safe space to be who you are without judging. That's the most important part.
I used to go out to the shows with him. Matter of fact, he got me wanting to express more of my comedic side because I could do voice impressions. At the time, I was nurturing John Madden, so I was, you know what I mean? I was doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little boom, tough acting, tough acting. He gave me like the best stage night of my life because Pepper Belly's was fucking packed. Everybody loved my impression. It fucking set the crowd over the top. It was the best highlight of my night.
You did your show in Brentwood, and I tagged along to record and hang out. And we just stayed up in your room watching old wrestling and playing video games and eating candy. It was nice to be a kid with you again.
Wonderful kid. He's funny when he started talking. He's my little clown.
So funny, so fun. What a joy to have around. And after a short period of time, we referred to David as our favorite child. And if you ask Kathleen, Andrew, Drew, who our favorite child is, they'll all say David.
All the things you like about David, he's been that since 7th grade. I just loved making people laugh, cracking jokes. Loved movies back then, video games. He really hasn't changed that much, in a good way.
It's 01, it's got to be an Old Navy performance. Maybe an Eddie Bauer?
You stepped up on our wedding when my best man, Danny, was too introverted and shy to make a speech.
As much as we love Danny, I'm glad you did the speech. You really made our wedding memorable.
I love you so much, and this guy doesn't like a lot of people, and he likes you. I think he might like you more than Brian.
This is true.
What year is this?
We went out to a karaoke bar. Karaoke being one of his favorite things to do.
We've done a lot of karaoke together, and one of the times we went to do karaoke together in Concord, we are the only ones that pick very specific songs.
We sang our guts out, and we just had an absolute blast, to the point where every time we would talk, it was, hey, we need to go do karaoke again.
So David and I share obviously a love of 90s music, but it's not just the 90s R&B, it's 90s and 2000s boy band, or some of the really deep cuts of the Backstreet Boys off of like their European albums. Don't know if you've ever done those. We have.
My message to David's family would be, you've raised a great son. He is a great friend, a great husband, great dad. I feel that a lot of people love him because of who he is.
I want you guys to know anything you guys ever need, feel free to reach out. I love you.
Sydney, Kathleen, we love you guys. You're the best thing to happen to him, and we're always here for you.
I wouldn't be where I am today had I not met him. He is definitely one of the people that if anyone meets, like, your life has changed. I love him, and I'm so appreciative of him.
I'm just so grateful that he chose me to be his wife, and then he made me a mom. We created this beautiful baby who's just fantastic and so smart and beautiful and strong. He was the reason why we have the tribe of people that we do. It's ridiculous how many people love him. And I am so grateful.
I never wanna hear you say it. I want it that way. 'Cause I want it that way.
Yeah! Yay!
Very nice.
Nice choice, Sydney.
That was just how I wanted it.